60s and sunshine. We hope you got out there, enjoyed the beautiful weather today because it's about to get downright miserable. And that's why we say good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Kim Christensen.
Kyle Clark. If you like the freezing cold and you like drama, boy, do we have a weekend for you. This warm stretch is going to turn icy and stay that way. So let's get right to meteorologist Kathy Saban.
Again, just the messenger. And how about that moon out there tonight? Anybody see that? Yeah, we are focusing on this wonderful evening after a wonderful day with sunshine and 60s. Temperatures still comfortable out there at 40 presently in the city, but the Arctic front is already knocking on the door. And after a high of 61, we could see lows 5 to 10 degrees below zero and for multiple days in a row. So that's going to be quite the temperature swing. Tough on the body and tough for those of you that get migraines and headaches. The polar plunge is coming in two waves. The first wave comes in tomorrow night into Saturday. The second, potentially colder wave comes in Sunday into Monday. And then there's a little thing called snow. And the snow now, time for the drive tomorrow night. So best to get out, get things done first thing in the morning because that Friday cold front means snow by 5 or 6 o'clock. Potential flash freeze conditions as that cold air takes that snow. We're going to see the melting on the pavement initially, and then it's going to flip over to ice. The wind chills, that's going to be the other big story. We're going to go 20 to 30 below Saturday morning, Sunday morning, potentially Monday morning. And these are the wind chill values. And that means frostbite is something we're very concerned about on exposed skin, of course. So we're going to detail the timing and impact of this incoming Arctic blast in just a few minutes.
A man convicted in a decades-old cold case murder out of Douglas County is headed to prison. Today, 67-year-old Michael Jefferson got 32 years. Prosecutors say he killed a man named Roger Dean during a home invasion in 1985. Jefferson's DNA was found in the home on a ski mask in a bag. Advances in technology allowed detectives to find Jefferson decades later. Dean's daughter says she's grateful for the conviction, but disappointed Jefferson didn't get life.
I was hoping for acknowledgement, some kind of remorse, but I have been sitting behind him for almost 4 years, and his expression is exactly what it was the entire time today. He just seems emotionless. He doesn't take any accountability. He doesn't seem like he cares.
Jefferson took a plea deal in part because that woman, Missy Woods, handled the DNA analysis. She's the former CBI analyst believed to have manipulated data in more than 1,000 cases, and she now herself is under criminal investigation. Today we learned the state's water testing lab is going to stay closed for the rest of the year after 2 chemists got caught messing with numbers. So those tests are now going to be done at a third-party lab.
9 News reporter Spencer Soisher is at the Capitol tonight where this came out today during a routine hearing. Spencer.
Yeah, these are called SMART hearings. It's like your annual review with your boss. In this case, it's a performance overview for the health department with the legislative committees here at the Capitol. And today, the health department had to answer questions about forged data and eroded trust.
Just want to express my serious concern, obviously, about the sort of breach of public trust.
Lawmakers at the state Capitol put the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment on the spot.
We are very worried about the impact on the trust in the state laboratory that this event has had.
Dr. Ned Kalange is the medical director for CDPHE. It wasn't the sole focus of the hearing, but he spent a lot of time answering questions about 2 chemists at the state's chemistry lab who were found to have faked water quality control data.
If there are concerns about whether or not we're meeting our mission with high quality testing, then I think their questions are fair.
These hearings are held to make sure state agencies are being run effectively. Dr. Kalange says CDPHE has expanded its investigation into itself beyond the chemistry lab. It's looking at its other 6 labs, too.
We haven't found anything.
We need to know more about why the department and the lab did not have appropriate quality assurance and quality controls in place that would have prevented this.
Representative Kyle Brown, a Democrat, has concerns. Not about water quality, since CDPHE doesn't believe it was ever affected by the bad data, but about trust.
Especially in public health and environmental health, we live in an era where lots of people are trafficking in misinformation and conspiracies. It's happening at the very highest levels now in our federal government. We need to make sure that our trust in Colorado is at its highest.
Lawmakers and CDPHE both say they need to earn that trust back.
Impact on the trust of our laboratory testing for the citizens of Colorado is a very serious issue.
Not mentioned in today's hearing is how CDPHE responded when they learned about the first chemist in December of 2023. They didn't tell water system operators until later in August in 2024, and it didn't become public until 9 News Investigates started asking questions in December of this past year. Reporting live at the Capitol, Spencer Soisier, 9 News.
Time's running out for Kroger and its local workers union to reach a deal on a new contract. Current one expires at midnight. The parent company of King Soopers and United Food and Commercial Workers Local 7 has been negotiating for roughly 3 months. UFCW Local 7 wants higher pay and more staffing. If an agreement is not reached, the union has threatened to hold a vote on whether to go on strike.
The largest apartment owner in the country is facing a lawsuit. The Federal Trade Commission and Colorado's Democratic Attorney General Phil Weiser filed the suit against Greystar today. They claim the landlord is charging hidden fees that are mandatory, not included in the advertised price of their units. According to the lawsuit, those fees can raise monthly rent by hundreds of dollars, and they're only disclosed after prospective renters have paid to apply. Greystar is one of the largest rental companies in Colorado. The suit says they estimate they manage about 45,000 units here. The lawsuit claims Greystar collected more than $100 million in hidden fees between August of 2019 and August of 2022. In a statement, Greystar said in part it focuses its marketing on base rent because that's the standard unit of comparison.
Tomorrow is the 5th day of no internet, no phone service in Aurora public school buildings. The district says they shut down those services Monday morning after what they said was suspicious activity. Right now, the school system's security camera setup is not fully functional, though the district says that some critical cameras are working. They haven't explained much beyond that, so we asked a school security expert about the situation.
A lot of school districts have multiple systems. So sometimes there's redundancy built into systems where critical cameras are on a different system than passive cameras.
APS says it's able to keep students safe with locked doors and patrols by school resource officers. APS started 2 hours late today to give teachers time to prepare lessons and get together materials for the school day without online access. They'll do it again like that tomorrow. The district says internet and phones should be back online by the time school's back in session on Tuesday.
9 News Investigates has found the city of Morrison is paying out severance to its officers, including one who was on unpaid leave. The department was dissolved at the start of the year over budget issues. The city is also paying out 6 months worth of severance pay to Chief Bill Vanelli. He was under investigation when the department closed, but the city never said why. A state database says Vanelli and a police sergeant, quote, resigned while under investigation. The city of Walsenburg has since hired Vanelli to serve as its chief of police. Some of us return to the National Western Stock Show year after year. A former rodeo rider returned today for the first time as a spectator.
9 News reporter Colton Chavez has his journey.
You can take the cowboy out of the rodeo.
You definitely like the smell of a rodeo. Like you know that smell.
But you can't take the rodeo out of Austin Broderson.
It's just a hard sport. You have to try hard, so it's definitely interesting to watch.
It's his first time back at the National Western Stock Show since he was seriously hurt here last year. He was riding bareback as a college rodeo athlete when he fell and was stomped by the horse he was riding.
I remember getting on my horse, getting everything ready, and then waking up in the hospital.
Austin suffered from internal bleeding and broken bones. To this day, he doesn't have full use of his left arm.
I was in a neck brace for 3 months, as well as a wheelchair with a broken hip.
Medical staff says they were watching from here, just outside the arena, when Austin went down. Dr. Jamie Dallywall says he has treated many rodeo athletes at the National Western Stock Show, but he remembers that night with Austin.
It was pretty apparent that he was significantly injured and would need the help of all members of our team.
I probably am better off because those people were there helping me.
He joins us back here tonight on this arena floor,
helping this cowboy recover and return to the rodeo, where Austin says he's meant to be.
I still love the sport of rodeo, even though I can't do it anymore. I think it's awesome to watch and do everything, and I'd like to be a part of it my whole life. I just have to find something else, how to be a part of it.
At the National Western Stock Show, Colton Chavez, 9 News.